AI agents are going to eat the world. The thesis that we continuously have is Web3 AI. That convergence we saw very early. We've been investing in AI before it was cool. I come from an entrepreneurial background. I relocated to Silicon Valley, intentionally decided to spend 2 years at Stanford. We discovered Robinhood when they're undergrads and help support them as best as we can. Tess Ventures has been known to be one of the most helpful investors on the cap table. Investing time is the most crucial, most important signal to a founder and entrepreneur that this is a valuable investor.
What is your that unique skill to being able to identify these unicorns that you invested in? This is Violeta Chekan, or VC. Indeed, I am a venture capitalist. I have 12 years in startups and early stage investing. And this is season 2 of Up to Plus One with VC show. In each episode, we have top entrepreneurs and investors in crypto and blockchain space. And today we have Tess Hau, who is an investor in crypto and also the advocate for diversity in tech. And she is the founder and managing partner of Tess Ventures. Tess, hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, so excited.
Thank you so much for joining this podcast. It's such a pleasure to have you. And I'm looking forward to this amazing conversation. So we would like to talk about with you about crypto and AI, also AI agents and some of the recent investments as well. So, and also will be some part where it's like we have like some fun questions. So neither me nor you knows the questions, but we will just have a little bit of fun. So first of all, I would love to understand a little bit about you, because you have such an amazing portfolio. And as we chatted with you just recently, so it's almost 30% of unicorns in your portfolio and for your investments. That is like, wow. What is the unique perspective that you bring to the venture capital industry?
Yeah, I feel very fortunate because I come from an entrepreneurial background. So as a founder, as a builder, as an operator, it is so crucial that an investor ideally has that background, because it is truly then you understand what the process of what the founders will go through, what the entrepreneurs will go through, what that journey looks like, to truly be able to help advise, support them properly. You don't want someone who has not had the experience of starting a startup, building a company, and have them guide you, because that would be essentially like, the blind, leading founders who they themselves are just starting and it might have be their first company. So they're really looking for experienced guidance. So for myself, I feel fortunate because of my background. I always credit that I'm pretty good at managing founders and people, because I think of my own experience as my mom and dad helped train me on this, mainly because they gave me 2 younger brothers and 2 younger sisters. From a very young age of 2 years old, every 2 years, mom and dad had a child. So being the oldest, my first siblings are my first management experience. I truly emphasize that because it taught me all the skill sets of understanding the strengths and the weaknesses of each of my, family member. So we were like a team. So very fast. I, then participated in only team sports because that's what I liked. So I was volleyball captain, baseball pitcher, and then also floor hockey. I wanted to be goalie. All these have a consistent theme. I just wanted to support the team. So I feel very fortunate that when I entered year 1 of university, I started a startup with some amazing co-founders, and then very focused along with the degree, worked super hard, lots of ups and downs, but we made it because by the time we graduated, the company was acquired. From there, I had, the capital to then start angel investing. And very fortunate, I was able to identify that Silicon Valley is where I want to be, to learn from the best and to discover entrepreneurs that may not even know they want to be entrepreneurs. And that's what I did. So I relocated to Silicon Valley, intentionally decided to spend 2 years at Stanford, 2011 to 2013. And I feel extremely fortunate because those are the 2 years that I feel were the most entrepreneurial 2 years. And we discovered Robinhood when they're undergrads and helped support them as best as we can. And DoorDash, started out of Stanford dorm. They were, a classmate, and super, we saw their potential. And then Instagram was just starting. And I would credit a lot of the things I learned from my time spending here in Silicon Valley. And that was the reason why I was able to see where the future of artificial intelligence and blockchain would be. And that's when I started to learn and really try to add value into this ecosystem, and then just really stayed on top of whatever was happening. Learned a lot, just experienced a lot of goods and bads and ups and downs, as we all have. But I think being resilient is the key. And I feel fortunate that the journey has kept me still very dedicated, very, focused on artificial intelligence and on blockchain.
Wow, fantastic experience. I started with angel investing. Why venture capital? How is being a female GP going to decide to fundraise your own fund?
Yeah. So I feel and I know that I wanted to pay it for it because of my own experience of a startup. Seeing that journey, I was like, I want to share my experience with others so that they can benefit and accelerate their progress and make fewer mistakes that, I made. Um, I feel that it is crucial that I wanted to utilize my own skills to contribute to the startup ecosystem and founders. And I knew that would be supporting founders. Therefore, venture capital was the most natural way. And it truly is, to me, venture capital, being able to identify amazing founders and also help them in the journey and see, what makes a project or a startup, like excellent, has been amazing because I've always loved psychology. I've always loved law, and being able to also, take all of this and combine it is truly what happens in venture capital, because you have to understand regulation, you have to understand legal contracts, you have to understand how to motivate people, how to accept them when they're going through the hardship, how to guide them, how to really suggest marketing is the next stage, go to market strategy, product market fit, how to configure and bring together the best team, how to make sure you stay focused on the vision and just execution, all of that. Truly, I love it, and I've been told by friends that I'm good at it, so that's why naturally venture capital was the best fit.
How did you manage risk versus reward in terms of like balancing portfolio? Because you mentioned several unicorns.
I think because we were very fortunate to identify some amazing founders that build game changing, disruptive companies into this world. So I and my partners of our Tess Venture was very fortunate to take that. And when we had some good exits, we were able to compound that, reinvest, and from there really be able to have even more exposure. So, fast forward to today and the last few years, we get a lot of amazing inbound recommendation of some of the best companies that we should, invest and support. And oftentimes we've been very fortunate because we don't have to build a big brand or sponsor a lot of, events or conferences, because Tess Venture has been known to be one of the most helpful investors. Our whole team has been one of the most helpful investors on the cap table. So naturally, founders recommend that, hey, you guys should, speak to Tess and her team. Tess Venture has been super helpful. They've been, truly, they say what they do. They have guided and been like a lighthouse that helped them navigate, this not so easy journey, especially the last few years when the market was in a bear market. So I think overall, it's about being, really sure about what your goals are And no matter what market risks there are, and no matter what type of hardship, definitely being able to see through, hone your skills, identify amazing other folks that can join your team, and very much, even founders that we have invested in have become almost like a team because we become their extended team.
Yeah, I had on my first season, I had Simone Barry, and she was so highly talking about you. And I think that's exactly what, as an investor, like that is your best advertisement, right? So you don't need to promote yourself. It's and she really said to me, "I need to talk to you," which is yeah, I'm so grateful to have you on the show.
Yeah, she's been through quite a journey, and we had a great, sync up, whenever we're in the same city and whenever she needs me. I'm so proud of all her achievements too. And I'm so excited to, have met you through her.
Yeah, and I would love to also understand what is the philosophy of Tess Ventures today?
That's an excellent question. We continuously think about that and ask ourselves, why do we want to work so hard? What is the meaning of what we do? And I can say I naturally myself and identify team members that truly have one commitment, and that's being a value creator. If you just drive yourself, if you know that that's your North Star, everything is very clear how you make decisions. When temptation's in front of you, you just need to ask yourself, are you going to be able to sleep at night? Do you really want to leave more on the table so it could be a win-win situation for founders and other co-investors? Do you believe that this is going to be the only opportunity you have to make money and make impact, or do you think there'll be more? If one is to be very sure of this, and in our world, it's, are you a value creator? It really truly does work out. As a value creator, you're able to add value to the world, add value to the founders, to the companies first. And it almost always does come back. It may not be short term that you may get the returns or the reciprocation, but I've seen just being happily focused on being a value creator, even if some people don't reciprocate and they have disappointed you, it's okay because you learn from that experience and you share it with others, and you just move on and you continue being what you believe is living your best life. And for myself, and honestly, all the teams members that is on my team, I really believe we're all value creators. We don't want to be takers. We want to be givers. And when you do that, you earn a reputation around the world in different circles that that's how you are. And it's just become so natural, so easy for me that in my everyday life, it's just, I just love saying something that makes someone happy, but it's also the truth, or just encouraging them when actually they weren't doing so well, whether it's just a waiter or a flight attendant. And certainly if it's me speaking on stage and then walking off and 30 people's waiting for me to discuss their project, I always make time for all of them, even if it means I'm the last one to leave the conference and the lights are shutting down. And founders see, they like, Tess remembers everyone that was waiting in line and the order even. And I think that's about being present. And I really feel, just really appreciate the moment. And also people do have opportunity costs. Like they're there to see you, they're there to, learn. So try your best to think from a more holistic view and not just, hey, I would love to just present and go. I either don't commit or I commit. As we saw today, we tried our best to make sure everything is as perfect as we can be.
Yeah, yeah. And I also love this that you have this mentoring program
Yes.
within the Test Venture. So do you also try to bring the experts and to help founders? I think this is something that is quite unique. It's not very usually seen in many venture
Yeah.
capitals. And also you're supporting, of course, female founders and diversity in tech in general. I would love to also talk about that. But first, I would love to understand, like, how would you define the investment thesis today?
For us at Tess Venture, we've been, again, been investing in artificial intelligence 10 years back in equity deals in early rounds in pre-seed, and it was called machine learning or natural language processing. It was not called AI yet. It was not called artificial intelligence, but now it is. So we've been investing in AI before it was cool, but we understood that deep tech is what's going to change the world. And through that process, we learned so much. We have so many experts that actually are experts. And that's why when we invest in Web3 AI, we have an edge. The thesis that we continuously have, one for sure is Web3 AI. That convergence we saw very early, like years before. That's the reason why we also started Gaia Labs. It's the first Web3 AI accelerator incubator based out of the Valley, but supporting companies and founders globally. And it's an amazing ecosystem. That one, we particularly want to spotlight females. Yet, we believe in gender equality. It is not just about, feminists. It is truly identifying people that want to be advisors to Gaia Lab who absolutely, there's so many amazing male mentors, male contacts, business leaders in Gaia Lab that is supportive of females. They want to shine the spotlight on females. So I do feel very lucky and grateful that we've been doing that for years. We've been very selective on the different projects that we can support because we don't want to overstretch and we want to be high quality, high focus, high touch. And we've done that. So we've been extremely fortunate. And again, it's not about, they must be female team. It's as long as they believe that they want to be supportive of female, whether hiring them as engineers later after they raise their funds, or bringing in a co-founder that is female, and just valuing and appreciating that females will bring a different set of skill set to the table, and learning from each other and really encompassing all of this to have that Avenger team.
Yeah, I think it's all about the access and to have the access to the equal opportunities, right? So me as a female as well, and also coming from like a different country, I'm immigrant in Portugal. I do understand that access sometimes is the one that is like the barrier to the resources. Do you really truly believe we can make equal opportunities for all?
I think the world is not fair, and I think nothing is fair, and no one should expect things to be fair. We can try our best to provide regulation, policies, and guidance so things will be fair. But I think it's all up to each on their own to truly navigate this and try to contribute to, really at least um, guide whoever's around you to a state of having allow others to have access. And I firmly believe artificial intelligence has democratized the ability for emerging market for people in emerging markets that used to have so little options in this lifetime to be able to have some of the jobs that they can have now, to be able to read and learn more. But with technology, they've been able to have online access. Now with AI, they can actually do some of the work that, others were doing and that they could not have access to. So I think technology has allowed for so much democratization, and blockchain. It has truly also been able to help we all become borderless and allow all of us to converge. It is because of blockchain that I have such a great, strong view of macroly what is happening in the world. If it was not blockchain, think everyone was just focused on their own country or their own region. We really didn't know what was going on over in Asia. We didn't know what was going on over in, Europe, and in the Middle East. But because blockchain, it has truly changed my life on so many levels. This is the probably the biggest technology that I've embraced and is permeated in my life. And I know it can to others. So I am one of the biggest evangelizer wherever I go, telling those who are in Web 2 that they should really look into Web 3. And I'm happy to guide them and navigate this circle, because it's also not easy, because there's bad characters and there's obviously, really good leaders. So I do believe, with power, there's a lot of responsibility. So I always handle everything I say carefully, but with good intention and with truly investing the time in, the different new friends, new contacts that I meet.
Like I also would love to raise one of the questions. So, raising a fund as a venture capitalist, everyone asks you about liquidity. How do you think actually crypto also changed, the perspective on liquidity versus traditional Web2 world for the LP perspective?
I really think blockchain again has democratized investors LP to have more options and fund managers to have more option. We are seeing a lot more emerging fund managers, coming into this market, which I think is great because everyone has access to different founders and different, insights. Liquidity is a huge concern for many LPs. And how does Web3 blockchain crypto solve this? Why, investing in Web3 projects, can be more attractive than potentially Web2 sometimes if it's a true token utility technology platform and a team that truly is authentically striving to produce the best tech and build the best community and not focusing on their personal financial wealth accumulation. Blockchain, Web3 VC funds is one of the most interesting options to go. I do think potential LPs should really look into this area because tokenization, you can think of it as a liquidity that allows founders to solve the code start problem when you're building a Web3 project because your token utility is a function of creating that community faster, being able to create that stickiness, that support, that ecosystem, so that they have something to focus on, that they can also own a piece of the company. And that's very exciting. So, because of that, it also accelerates the process of being able to have that potential of TGE. And therefore, with that listing, means after the vesting and unlock, there's faster liquidity. In the Web2 world, it typically takes about average 7 years for an IPO or for a major acquisition, which is very fundamental. And that's how the whole world has always worked. The last few years with blockchain, Web3, and the support of so many nations around this, it has become so interesting for fund managers to raise a Web3 liquid, we have a more liquid, opportunity for LPs to be part of. So everyone should really look into this.
And also there is like still the acquisitions and IPO is also an option. So Stripe just actually acquired for 1.1 billion the company in stablecoin. So there is still the acquisitions that can be as an exit, the option for the exit, but also Coinbase, for example, also made the IPO, right? So there is, I think it's a very interesting space in the terms of like how many options it provides. I would love to understand a little bit more of your perspective. What is Web3 today?
Yes, Web3 today, I believe, is in Tess Ventures world, AI agents. AI agents are going to eat the world. It's going to permeate across society and globally. We have already been extremely supportive of this area and this thesis. We've already been investing in different AI Web3 companies, such as Zero G. Michael, the founder CEO, along with his team, is amazing. And I have to give a shout out to, his CMO, who is his wife, Ada, an amazing, powerhouse team. Now, MiniMe.ai, Dr. Julia's team, she's incredible too. She's been dedicated and focused on AI agents since very early. That was, also her PhD area. And she started several companies even before getting her PhD. And she knew the future is this. And that's why she dedicated herself to Me Protocol and MiniMe.ai. obviously, we also have invested in other amazing female founders, and they all have also done well, and they also have components of AI in it. Um, what I think is interesting about particularly the portfolio company, one of our top ones, which is Dr. Julia's company, MiniMe.ai, Me Protocol, it makes, how do they stand out from other AI solutions? I think what is very interesting is Mini-Me is unique because of their ability to clone, you know, experts, domain experts, thought leaders. They're able to clone their personality and train it with their expertise. Other solutions are more generic, but with Mini-Me, they're able to focus on creating highly personalized AI agents that look, sound, and respond like the expert that they represent. You can drag and drop knowledge, video, text, or social media content into the system to train your mini me, such as, Violetta, you can have your mini me. I'm sure you're responding to so many different audiences and also on the different social media platform. Mini Me AI is not going to replace you. It's going to be your mini me that's going to help you with lead gen, help you with, some sales. They'll help you with some of the, groundwork. So therefore, it leaves you more time to spend more time with, those users, those followers that actually want more of your time. So I think, Mini Me AI, Dr. Julia's company, really allows everyone to train their own mini me, and the kicker is you own your own mini me. It's not just a tool, it's a proprietary technology that belongs to the expert or the business owner, ensuring full control of how it evolves. And with the blockchain layer, it really allows for them to own their data. And when the data is used and monetized by advertisers, by different, groups and, different people, they will be able to have also a shared revenue from that. And that's a very great vision of what will come, and it will get here. As we can see, ads has been the key monetization for all social media platform or all search platforms. And this is where AI agents are going. It itself will be a search. It will replace search. AI agents will be able to be, not the generic chat GPT, but the specific focused, knowledge of what, Violetta, you have accumulated data. Your mini me will be able to, spit out the data that is all your knowledge, your wisdom. And that also allows for something very interesting that is a different topic. Each person's legacy can be left behind in their mini me AI agent. So family, future generations, different students that want to learn about what you're doing or how you did it, other females that will look up to you, they will all have access to your mini me.
Wow, and it's incredible what you said because like I'm the owner of my own personality, and I think this is where is like blockchain AI like converge a lot, and we need to use blockchain for that reasons also in AI. I think it's a complementary each other, these technologies. Wow, this is a fantastic company. I love it. I love it. So it's your one of the recent investments.
We actually incubated from day zero with Dr. Julia because
Okay.
when we have a thesis and we cannot find founders and startups that have been doing this or believe in this, we identify founders that we feel would be great at this. And this is how it all came together. It was just a very synergetic relationship. And Dr. Julia's co-founder, he's already sold his AI company to Salesforce and also is still a builder founder, also as a venture capitalist. He also wants to give it back and share his knowledge, share his ecosystem. And they all agreed they wanted to do something in Web3 blockchain. And that's why they really spent a lot of time hunting me down. And I really had conviction that they would be able to execute something great here. They're very patient. It's not about the fast, quick way that we see Web3 people do things. They're very intentional. And I think the future will have so many exciting things, and the next 12 months would be very exciting for them and for all of us in this market.
And if you would say one thing, the key differentiator of this particular company from the any other AI Web3 intersection companies, what would it be? What made you invest it in them?
It is the domain experts of the team and their commitment and the sacrifices they made. This really differentiate those who are here for a quick buck, a quick flip. They are here, Dr. Julie and the team, for impact, for being one of the early ones to create AI agents with the blockchain layer that really can empower individuals to quickly adopt AI and agents. And then they've built the platform that makes it easier. And that's what they're building as well, which is the Shopify for AI agents. So anyone can spin out their AI agent very quickly and then be able to have rewards for, you know, utilizing, embracing this technology. And that's the blockchain layer, where is the reward mechanism. It's been just, incredibly exciting seeing their commitment versus other teams that have pivoted into this area or have, just been building the community for it, but not the technology for it. And that's a very big difference in Web3. It's very easy to see a lot of people building and they can market it, fundraise, but can they really deliver and build the tech and launch it and have a go to market properly? And also, product market fit? No. Dr. Julia's team and what they have done, they've identified true product market fit and they have a clear go to market strategy.
Wow, fantastic. Can I go a little bit further on that one as a US investor and picking up those amazing founders? What would be like the key factors that you're looking for? Maybe you can also say like green flags, red flags. What is you as an investor when choosing the startups?
Yes. Um, it's something I think about all the time. I invest if there's no red flags in a founder. Of course, every other component also have to make sense. But if there is red flag, it's a clear no, because one cannot have integrity issues and violations of what is the core to most important as an individual and to business acumen. Now, yellow flags, yes, those are generally issues as well, but it's about the founder taking feedback and coachability. And I think there's always two sides. So yellow flags, like red flags are just clear no. Red flags are obviously misleading, misrepresentation. Yellow flags are maybe they had just forgotten to share information, or optics look like this, but actually reality was something else. So I think it is so crucial to understand a team's background, their commitment, the sacrifices that they are making, their opportunity cost, and also sometimes their other half, to see if it's supportive of them doing a startup. Because if the family unit is not happy, even if the founder individually thinks they can do it, eventually they can't. It becomes too stressful at home and they're not supportive and want them to go back and get a stable job, because everyone knows a startup is not stable. And the ups and downs. The ups are so high, the downs are so low. But that's what the journey is. And that's why I want to be there for founders that I think are worth it. And I think that they will be disruptive and game changers and providing impact into this world.
It's very interesting for me what you've been talking right now. It's about values. The red flags, yellow flags, even the green flags. It's all about the values of the how the people approach the way they do business. Wow, very very interesting to hear that. And what about you particularly? What do you believe is your that unique skill to being able to identify these unicorns that you invested in?
I think, and I know my superpower is I'm very authentic, very direct. I feel if they and I have set up a meeting, I want to make the best of that meeting. And that means going into the meeting with a prepared mind, being mindful. And what does that mean? Three things. I'm not here to just say stuff that I become the yes woman. Many people like to hear a yes man, yes woman surround themselves with that. I'm not. I really am here to challenge them to see and understand how they solve problems, how they make decisions, how they resolve conflicts, because that's all part of the journey of entrepreneurship. And if they don't know how to answer that, or they are just telling me there's no conflicts or they're the best, those are flags because there is no such thing as perfect. If a founder who is a leader does not lead with vulnerability, that's a problem. How can they run a team and build a company and build a following of people who want to work with them? So I'm very direct and fast in the first meeting to get to the source and get to the crust of things because I don't want to waste time. Because if very fast, you can see denial or, you know, pushback or feedback that's not well received, then it's better you move on as an investor. But I always try to give them some of the tips that I feel I benefited from or I achieved and hope that they think about it. And oftentimes I've seen founders that I passed on or friends that I've given advice on because they asked and they come back and they might be scarred and battle wounds, but they say you were right. If only I understood the perspective you had. So I think I've been very fortunate because of my entrepreneurial background in those first meetings. No BS, very direct. I can ask how I can add value right away. And I really hope that they can identify something that we can do right away and we can start building those mini trust. So I think even if as I walk off stage after I presented and share as a guest speaker to, blockchain conferences, events, tech conferences, female empowerment conferences, anyone waiting for me that wants to speak with me, I try my best because they came for a reason. And I think it's important to, give them those few minutes and give them the best advice. Oftentimes they're asking me to invest, and I would tell them yes or no, we can follow up. And if it's a no, I would really give them some insights that I think they can take with them so that they haven't wasted their time. So I think, just really adding value fundamentally to everyone that I have contact with is just my mission. And it's just become every day. It's been pretty positive and, pretty good. Of course, we all go through hardships and it's therapy for me when I know I'm helping others because everyone's going through hard times. It's not just me. So let's get through it together.
Wow, wow, fantastic. So just before we go for the game, because I have here some cards with some
Nice.
questions, I would like to ask you like the last question. What will be 2025 for Tess Ventures? What do you expect?
That's a great question. And I'm going to be very honest. I, when I meet founders who have superpowers that I don't have, I always, after I add value, I would always ask them, how are you doing X and Y and Z? I'd love to learn. So for me, because I have spent, a decade of finding the best founders in Web2, Web3, investing in them, supporting them, helping them get to success, whatever success defined by them, and building great friendships with them. And now we are very active with our portfolio management. All that I think we've done very well as a team. We have a team of 10, globally, and we invest globally. We're sector agnostic, but our sweet spot obviously is early stage when there is not anything yet, and we help the founders make it into something. So for me, I'm at a stage in my life, and I've been sharing this every single time, when I'm a guest on, an interview or a podcast. 2025, I really hope I've always put social media as secondary or third because I always like founders first, founders first. If they need me, I'm on a call. If they need me to respond to a message, I do it. If they need an introduction, if they need, to solve some of the hiccups they're going through, I'm there. I'm trying to tell myself that I think I've already built a great relationship and track record with many founders and my team. And they themselves have encouraged me to do more in 2025, where they want me to expand my reach. And that reach is only through social media. And that's why I definitely said yes when you asked me in the past. I wouldn't, because I felt, okay, tomorrow morning I have lots of meetings, and it's great that I would chat with you and be able to share this, but I wouldn't think I needed to um, you know post this on my social media. I always felt, if someone wants to find out things from me, they can reach out and we can talk. But I said, regardless that it was 1 a.m. my side when we started this, I said, if I commit to doing it, I want to do it. And it'll be good experience. It'll be good practice for more public speaking. I think I'm very willing to do stage speaking because I feel engagement from the crowd. When it's simply, speaking into a device, it's tough because I like the meeting of the minds and the engagement. Obviously, I can speak to you, and that's where it makes it easier. But truly doing social media where you're just speaking into the device without someone else there to give feedback or reciprocate, and you expressions and knowledge, that's something that has been difficult for me. But to your point, again, I plan to keep expanding my team, keep making great investments, but all my portfolio company needs more presence on social media. Everyone's trying to learn that and do that because our life is so busy executing, building companies. So I'm going to make 2025 a commitment that I will increase my, time and attention into doing this.
Fantastic. So we will see more about you. And right now is this fun part. There will be some personal questions as well.
Okay.
Some questions are fun, so don't take it seriously. Okay. If it would be like the real life, you would be the one pulling, like the questions. Right now it will be me, but I will make it like this so you can see how is it like, going. And then you just say like stop, and I will just pull from the top.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. So I'm trying to mix them.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
You say stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
So here is the, this is a very good one, actually.
What are the top 3 traits do you look for in a potential candidate when hiring? Excellent. I look for honesty, hardworking, and loyalty. If they don't have the skills that is needed for the job, it's okay. I'll mentor them, I'll train them. But honesty, hardworking, and loyal is very important. Yeah. And everyone in my team has those characters. I've trained them all, mentored them all, transformed them into roles that they never thought they could do. And happy to see them move on, even if that is, what they're trying to achieve.
Awesome. Let's go forward.
Okay. Stop.
All right. So, that is a very good one. Love that one.
In an alternate universe where money doesn't exist, what would you use to invest in startups? Amazing. I know what I'll invest. Time. Because time is the only thing that no matter who you are, you cannot make more of. So I feel investing time is the most crucial, the most important signal to a founder, an entrepreneur, that this is a valuable investor.
I love this answer. So let's do the last one.
Mm-hmm. Stop.
All right. So, cool one as well.
What's the best wrong turn you've ever taken? Oh, that's interesting. We've all taken so many wrong turns, but my personality, even if I had experienced hardship and pain where, different people come and go, I never regret any of it. I think there's always learnings from it. And if I had to redo life, I would not change anything because that's who shaped me. So that question is a bit tough because I always try to live a life of no regrets. So I think through the outcomes and the consequences. And when it does happen, I'm prepared for it because I chose that path. So to that point, I don't really feel like I picked a wrong turn, despite I had so many hardships in my life, every 5 years. But I've always tried to tackle it with head held up, chin up and a smile.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. I also never regret. I just had yesterday the conversation with my friend that I always make the decision and I'm good with my decision, so I never regret about the decisions that I made. But I think it's also very important to understand that in a particular moment, wherever you take the decision, you have your experience and your mindset in a certain point of your life, and you that would be wherever you do the decision, it would be the best decision at that particular moment. That's what I believe. And yeah, and I did mistakes, I did failures as well, but I do appreciate because yeah, that's how you do, like, you learn how you progress, and that's how you also build up this resilience, which is very important in our industry as well.
Agree 100%. Um, I'm so happy to have gotten to know you because this exact philosophy in life is how I operate. And I'm so glad to hear you say that too.
Thank you. Yeah, I really do appreciate. And just like to finish, I love to ask for advice. So I would love to ask you an advice actually for female emerging investors in the space and also for female founders. What would you give the advice with from your experience?
As a female founder and investor is very similar. Technology is a male dominated world, and it makes sense because most of them studied engineering background, from the onset. And females just started to embrace this, the last few decades. So I think keep thriving, keep moving forward. It will be tough. Expect it will be tough. Expect you will learn a lot through the journey, but try to enjoy the journey and try to stick with those that you think gives you the right energy and supportive. When you realize that some people you thought would be those good friends or good, supporters are not, you got to cut losses right away. Because as a female, we especially are very sentimental. I've had to learn to cut my losses on friendships that actually didn't turn out too good and it was painful. But once you do, cut those losses, life becomes great again because then it's not always bothering you. So, just still give people chances. Don't be jaded because you never know when the next person show up. That would be a great co-founder, a great business partner, a great LP, or a great support to the founder. So I really believe in that.
Yeah, focus is really important. Where you put your energy in, and you, as you said, to invest time. Like, and time is the most precious thing. So where you put your time in, this is really important. Also to understand in a particular moment, where is this moment, right?
Exactly.
Wow,
Exactly.
thank you so much. It was an amazing conversation. I love your focus on values. I really impressed by how you choose the founders. I'm really impressed also with your thesis and how you see like the world is changing and how you choose your recent investments like Minimi and AI. So we'd
Mhm.
love to also the audience to explore a little bit more. So I would love to prompt to, so I will put below all the links. I will put
Thank you.
the links for Tess Ventures. I will put also some of you also personally. So please follow Tess and follow also Tess Ventures. And of course, subscribe, like the video that is we are recording right now. And of course, if you want to share this with your audience, please do share. And we are going to have much more interesting conversations as well. And hopefully we'll repeat with Tess in some time as well to know the progression. Thank you, Tess. Thank you so much for
Thank
this
you
one.
so much. Yes, definitely follow on Twitter, myminime.ai. And I truly want to say Violetta. I enjoyed this so much. Even as we were setting up, it felt like teamwork. I love your energy, and I really feel that even through the camera. I hope you feel that with myself too. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.